Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. So this month's Friday theme are boxes made from predetermined size of paper. What I mean by that is, say you get your scraps from whatever paper collection. I have Simple Stories Baking Spirits bread on my desk because that's the last collection I was using. And as you can see, it is all scraps in here. I don't have hardly any. Oh, I have one sheet of 12 by 12, and that's the tags. So say, I don't want to do this, but we'll do it. I typically don't like to do directional paper for a box because then I got to think about it, but this would be a great learning experience. So you're going to take whatever random piece of paper you have. Say you absolutely love this gingerbread paper and this is the only scrap you have left, and you want to put a sequins mix in there because you got the fun gingerbread sequins. And this, you can't use this piece because it's all cut up. And you could use this, but it's all cut up. So all we have left is this little piece right here. We want to put a sequin mix in there or something. So let's measure this piece of paper, which is 4 1/4 by 3 7/8. I don't want to work with the 8s today, so I'm going to trim it down. I'm not going to lie. So we're just going to trim it down to 3 3/4 because I don't want to think about the 8s. I really don't. All right. So because I have directional paper, that is going to determine some of these steps. Okay. So we know our paper size because we randomly picked it and we trimmed it down so we're not fooling with the 8s. So our paper size is 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. So 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, because we have directional paper, we know that this needs to be the top, this needs to be the bottom, right? So if we have our paper looking like this, we need to kind of match it up to the chart, right? So this is how I need my paper, this way, right? So now my 4 1/4 needs to be this way, and my up and down needs to be the 3 3/4. Okay, so that's easy. So 3 3/4 is, wait, 3 3/4 is going to be my up and down. That's just my little notes to keep myself straight because as you can see, I almost messed it up there. All right, so I'm going to do this box by 1/2 inch because it's a small piece of paper. So I know my last number is going to be 1/2 inch because I just made that up, and you can put whatever measurement you want, whether you want it to be 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, you know, whatever you want. I'm going to do 1/2 inch. So I know all of those. Now, because I need it to be directional, I need my score lines to go like this. So this is how my paper, in order for my score lines to go on the top and the bottom, you're going to have to score it this way. Okay, I'm trying to make this as least confusing as I can, but in order to get these horizontal lines, when you put it in your paper trimmer, you need to have your direction like this. Okay, you need to have the top of your directional paper needs to be on the right hand side. Okay, if you're using a scoreboard, a paper trimmer, whatever, that's how it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead, so I remind myself, it's going to be 1/2 inch and 1 on both sides. This is why I don't typically like to do boxes with directional paper, because you have to think about that. So you're looking at this and you're like, okay, cool. But in order for you to get these horizontal lines for the top and the bottom to make it look like the template, you have to rotate your direction like this. Okay? Got it? Okay. All right, so this is the short side. And our score marks are 1/2 inch, 1, 2 3/4, and 3 1/4. 3. Okay. Right. So now our long side, which is that 4 1/4, now we can go ahead and do this math, okay? So this is what we need to do because our paper is 4 1/4, but we've already used 1.5 inches right here, right here, right here, right? So we need to do 4.25, which is 4 1/4, minus our 1.5 inches, 1.5 equals 2.75. So we have 2 3/4 inches left of this paper that we need to divide by these two panels, right? So divided by 2, which equals 1.375, which is 1 3/8. 1 3/8, because we need those panels to be exactly the same. All right, so that means our math is going to be 0.5. We're going to score at 1/2 inch plus 1.375 plus, we're going to go at 4.25 minus 1.5 equals 2.75 divided by 2. Dang, I thought I was doing it wrong, but I'm not. I'm doing it right. Okay, so 1/2 inch, 0.5 plus 1.375 equals 1.875, which is 1 7/8, plus 0.5, 2 3/8, plus 0.5, 2 7/8. Okay. I was trying to avoid those 1/8 inches, and guess what? I got 1/8 inch. All right, so 1/2 inch. I really hope this works. I don't. I will keep the bloopers in if it does not work, but I'm 80% sure it's gonna work. 1 7/8, 2 3/8, and no, that last measurement's not correct. Okay, I know what I did. I added it wrong. So when we're right here, 2.375 plus 1.375 equals, that's 3 3/4 is where I need this to be. The measurements in the description box will be correct. Okay. And how I determined that is because that first measurement I had would have put my score line right in the middle here instead of over here. Oh, this is going to be a cute little box. Okay. All right, so go ahead and varnish or cut first. It don't matter. Typically, I like to cut first, but because this is a hard paper to see the lines, I just went ahead and lazy varnish, whatever. All right, let's get out our bone folder. Yeah, directional paper, I have to think, and I can't make my boxes as fast. So it's, sometimes it frustrates me, you know, but we're going to be kind to ourselves and allow ourselves to be frustrated and learn. But once, you know, like say I wanted multiple of these, now I can get a whole nother paper and I know exactly what direction it needs to be. It's just the first one that takes a little time. All right, so same drill with fold flat boxes. You're going to cut off the bottom 4 boxes. So that's 2 squares and 2 rectangles. You're going to do the same to the top. Okay. There we go. You're going to miter this little guy here. And I'm going to cut off just a sliver. Okay. Now we're going to come over here to this vertical line, and you're going to cut up the vertical line. You're going to cut off slightly more than half, or yeah, slightly more. And miter, or excuse me, slightly less than half. Okay, now your other vertical line, you're going to cut up. Honestly, the one thing you have to do is cut off that first box. You don't have to cut any more than that. I just like to go a little bit more up because I don't like my my tabs touching each other. I don't know. Peas and carrots, I guess. Some people like them together. Some people don't. You're going to do the same to the bottom. Cut up that score line. Cut off approximately half. Miter. Miter. Vertical score line. Cut up. I don't know if y'all can see it. I just cut up the score line. Sorry, Mr. Gingerbread. I just cut your head off. And there you have it, folks. Okay, starting position, like so. Corner rounder. I used the 1/4 inch because I just want a little tiny bit to make it look finished. Some people like a sharp edge, so they don't corner round. It's your choice. Okay. Clean up our mat. And here we're back in starting position, right? I'm going to flip mine over just because I like to flip my tab into it, if that makes sense. You don't have to. You can just pick it up and put it together like this or whatever you want. You can actually go like this. That's what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter. Just get it closed. All right, so you're going to put your glue on your tab. And you're going to close your box. Your main thing is that your box folds flat at least one direction. So this one, I'm lucky enough, I cut perfectly, so it folds completely flat in either direction. Usually my boxes don't do that. I have the one from Wednesday. And what I mean by that is, you see, okay, my box is completely flat. But if you try to fold it this way, it ain't flat. It has a bubble. I don't know, but it folds completely flat that way. So don't beat yourself up if it doesn't fold flat both ways. I think this is probably like the 3rd box I've ever had that was flat on both sides. Look at this. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. Great, great box for, oh, this will probably fit like an Andy's Mint or your sequin mix or, you know, whatever you want. So my final box size is 1 3/8 by 1 3/4. So 1 3/8 by 1 3/4 by a half. That is our final box size. Look at how cute she is. Oh my gosh. I love it. So yeah, so next Friday we'll do the same thing. We'll grab a random piece of paper, probably from the same paper collection because I feel like I'm not going to clean my desk between now and then, even though I should be. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Predetermined piece of paper. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.